Good evening. A pilot has been killed in the crash of a small plane near Courtenay. Witnesses describe seeing the plane break up in midair before it crashed on Forbidden Plateau. The wreckage and the body found about 3 hours after the crash. The small ultralight had just taken off from a private airfield a short time before. The pilot was the only person on board. The accident today has striking similarities to another crash which happened in the valley just 6 months ago. A-News' Gord Kurbis has the story.
It was an exhaustive search from the air and from the ground. Emergency personnel were looking for the pilot and wreckage of a small aircraft that went down in a forested area just outside of Courtenay.
I actually thought it was my friend flying aerobatics, and then I looked and the left wing just blew apart.
Witnesses say while the aircraft was performing those stunts, the engine started making strange noises.
Heard this plane go over and sputtering away there, and then all of a sudden it just quit, and then all of a sudden, seconds later, bang. Down she went.
Among the horrified onlookers, a group of men pruning trees near where the plane went down. They rushed to try to find the pilot in hopes of providing first aid.
The plane was performing a high-speed turn and then ended up going very high speed straight into the ground, like a dart.
But the search for the wreckage would prove difficult. RCMP and Cormorant helicopters flew overhead looking through a thick forest to try to find a debris field spread across a wide area.
It's quite extensive because where the original pieces have fallen off, the fuselage was quite some distance from that.
The search lasted for 2.5 hours as friends and family anxiously awaited news. Among them, Dan Annan, a longtime friend of the plane's 75-year-old pilot, Bert Smit.
He loved to fly. He lived to fly, right? So that was always his dream. But he was a deep-sea captain most of his life, so he really wanted to get into this as he retired, and when he retired, he did. So
Annan says Smit's plane was a home-built Jodel aircraft, identical to the one that crashed into a Courtenay front yard last August. That plane was also made of wood and crashed after the wing had separated. In this instance, though, the plane had only been built 8 months ago.
He fell a snag, a tree right on the property, and built it right off the property. It was neat. He did a phenomenal job. It was beautiful.
The two were partners in a private airstrip, which was located just a short distance from where the plane went down.
He wanted to leave the field up here so that it would be Smit Field forever, like a moratorium on the property or whatever, so to make sure that it would always remain a runway,
RCMP and the coroner's office will assist in the investigation into what caused the crash. The wreckage will be removed over the next few days. In Courtenay, Gord Kurbis, A-News.